people may not know this about you, but you were in the Army. They probably know that I was in the Navy. I'm curious your thoughts. Military recruiting, not exactly hitting their numbers for about the last decade. Some people, I haven't used the term crisis associated with it, but some people think we're in a military recruiting crisis. What do you think if you were king for a day when it came to the infrastructure that oversees efforts to gain more recruits for the military? What would you
Very
do?
simple. Very simple for me. So, obviously, I've been fortunate enough to be a Yankees minority owner, and I've had two opportunities to buy in, and I've bought both times. And I got in trouble a couple months ago when Juan Soto hadn't signed yet, and I posted a poll to saying, is Juan Soto worth $700 million? Yes, no. What's the alternative? Okay. And that poll went off, and a bunch of people trashed me. Cannot believe you're saying this, all this other stuff. And I got calls from management all the way at the top saying, you can't put this up there. MLB is requesting you take it down because the trade was still going on. Not the trade, but the contract was still in negotiation. So, anyways, at this point, the poll is all over the place. I'm saying this respectfully. When Juan Soto, a day after the Yankees lose to the Dodgers, which they should have won that game, says, what are the chances of you staying with the Yankees? And he says, I'm going to take all the offers. This is the Yankees that you played 1 year for, and you guys almost won the World Series. And you go to the Mets for $10 million more, give or take, 750, 760, whatever the number was. For a little bit more money, you just went to the Mets. It bothers me from one standpoint, and I'm a minority owner. I have no voice. I'm not a majority. I don't make the call. It's not my organization. I'm just one of the voices. I don't want somebody to be a Yankee that would have gone anywhere else and there was zero pride in being a Yankee. I don't want you here. The mindset. I mean, you can call me old school, whatever. I had Scottie Pippen here a few days ago. We're doing a podcast that's going live tomorrow. And I said, Zion Williamson. Will this guy ever be a superstar? I don't think so. Who's the only person that can fix Zion Williamson? He says, only one guy. Who's the one guy? Pat Riley. I said, Pat Riley, he just got a lot of criticism for being tough with Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler wants to leave. And he says, well, that's true. That's Pat Riley's reputation. People who go there want to leave. Dwayne wanted to leave. LeBron wanted to leave. And da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, I don't know if I agree with that. And as Pat Riley's like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's time for me to step away, right? Alonzo Mourning played for Miami. He went and became one of their GMs. And a lot of people say Spoelstra's been a coach there for 20 years. How come he hasn't left, right? And to me, the moment you lose the pride of being a Yankee, the moment you lose the pride of wearing the 101st Airborne badge, the moment you forget what it is to be a Navy SEAL, the pride of SEAL, I'm a SEAL. Dude, that's pride. The moment you no longer value what it is to be fighting for your country, America, if the pride isn't there and it's not sold in that manner, what the F am I doing joining the military? Former coach of the New York Giants wrote a book on leadership, and I always forget his name, but he won 2 championships. And I'm sure you know who he is. If you know it, please say it because I want to give him proper recognition. So in his book in leadership, he says, I've tried to drive my players many, many times in ways of kicking their ass. I've tried to do FOMO. You don't play, you're not going to start. I've tried to do all this other. He says, nothing's ever worked better than selling my guys on the pride of your family's last name on your back, the pride of being a Giant, the pride of being an American, the pride of working together as a win and beating the person that nobody ever thought we can beat them, like the flipping New England Patriots undefeated season. The pride. He says, I got chills all over my body, right? The pride of running through a wall. We're going to do this together, guys. Like, I remember when I was on my Army unit, that level of camaraderie we had. Dude, there's something about it, right? So until we go back, that it's an honor to be a Marine. It's an honor to be an Army, soldier. It's an honor to be in a Navy. It's an honor to be in the Air Force. Instead of, can you please join? We'll give you another 80 grand. It's unattractive to me. To me, I want us to go back to the era of selling and building up our heroes. We have to sell America. We have to sell the history of Navy. We have to sell the history of America. We have to sell the history of Army. We have to sell the history of the SEALs. We have to sell the history of 18 Delta, Special Forces, Ranger. We have to sell the Sears School, Airborne. We have to sell it. Until we do that, it's desperation, and quite frankly, it's so unattractive. It's like a guy begging for a girl to go out, and she's just like, dude, I'm not attracted to it. It's got to be a different approach, and I hope they figure out a way to do it. I mean, I saw Pete Hegseth doing what he's doing, and the questions he was asked, and talking about my boys in the back when he was breaking down the stories and what we did out there, and we all know each other, the stories, all this other stuff. Something attractive about that. I think we got to get back to that part, and God willing, we will, because we got a lot of work to do in this area.